History of France. How people remember it. Puritans in their heads. We will leave for America. Begone or we shall hang persecute you. Puritans in reality. Finally we can persecute in peace. Finally they are gone. Harems in fiction. Harems in reality. POV. You are Masabumi Hosono. You have survived the sinking of Titanic. You are Japanese. We invented exams and gunpowder. We invented microscopes and capitalism. We invented the Industrial Revolution, and lots more. We invented nothing. How the Romans saw the Celts. How the Celts saw themselves. Yo Frank, you trying to evolve today? Lol nah. God's perfect creation, the horseshoe crab. 445 million years of non-evolution. During the 9th of November, the world. I'm watching you. Someone. 123 is a funny number. The Polish guy next to him. Never ask a woman her age. A man. His salary. Any Brit who did the famous British national hero William the Conqueror conquer. When you ask a chemistry teacher in Nauru why phosphorus isn't on their periodic table. POV. You tried to impeach Boris Yeltsin. Eats poisoned mushrooms. Craps himself. Announces that he crapped himself. Refuses to elaborate further. Dies. I want a perfect soulmate. That will cost you an arm and a leg. What can I get for a rib? Some British guy writes God save the Queen. The rest of the world needing new anthems. Who does the Holy Land belong to? Israel or Palestine? Rome. Britain and France sieging the Germans in Dunkirk in 1944 and 1945. Well, how the turntables. Byzantines. Everyone knows who's in charge. HRE. Me, right? Yes, you of course. New password. Samson, weak. Samson with long hair, strong. France, Spain and Portugal, when people start talking about British colonialism. Quilombolas freed from slavery, settles in Brazil after abolition 1888. 1980, the Brazilian government evict them to build their space station. Psychopaths. Serial killers. Literary circles who enjoyed works by Gabriel Matzneff. Germans trying to figure out how witchcraft works. Also Germans trying to figure out how Nook works. You know you're pro when they call you a cheater for being too good at building. Support the pro-American Ho Chi Minh. Support France as a Cold War ally. USA. Pharaohs and their carven stone statues. Pharaohs in real life. Medieval emperors proclaiming themselves as the real successors of Rome. POV. You just disagreed with Plato. 2,300 to 3,000 Croats and Hungarians. 100,000 Ottomans at Shigadva. Government should support the people. Grover Cleveland. When I'm in a being dry AF competition and my opponent is German politics from 1871 to 1912. 1400, 1683, 1799, 1914. So you see, that's where the trouble began. That smile. That damned smile. Trade offer. I receive monetary support. You receive 10 million Chinese women. Canadians normally. Forgive me, friend. Canadians in wars. I'm fluent in over 6 million forms of kicking your butt. POV. You're an industrial worker in 1896, and you are contemplating of voting for Brian. George Gingowan. Alan Turing. Being absolute war heroes in their country, but being trashed out by their own country post-war. West Africans on the other side of the continent. Ethiopia is a symbol of African freedom. Somalia and Eritrea who neighbor it. Where are the Cathars? France. I said, where are the Cathars? France. Archaeologists looking for ancient Egyptian mummies. Victorians who either use them as paint or raid them. Rest of the world in 1906. Einstein, for some reason also in 1906. Ancient Egypt is basically a Minecraft server that ran for thousands of years. Woman who's really good at card tricks. Medieval people. Tell me what is right and I will fight for it. Woodrow Wilson. Will you though? Patroclus. Hector. Achilles. Paris. Greek philosophers. Backstreet Boys. Math problems. Tell me why. Supervolcanoes like Yellowstone have never caused a mass extinction. If those kids could read they'd be very upset. Onion exists. Suleiman the Magnificent. You know what? I'ma need to wear that. Kaiser Wilhelm II 0.2 milliseconds after his country shows a sign of revolution. I go to the Netherlands. Vikings. Arabs. Having beards and fricking up the French century after century. The Roman people. The 4th emperor that year. This guy sucks. Brothers and sisters are natural enemies. Like Persians and Greeks. Or Trojans and Greeks. Or Romans and Greeks. Or Greeks and other Greeks. Damn Greeks, they ruined Greece. Polish hussars. Pike and shot era rendering lancer cavalry useless. Making lance longer than pike. When your homie pulls a don't come to school tomorrow card in 1605. 1415 Olympics. England take gold in the archery event at Agincourt. POV. You're about to lose a revolution. Spanish Empire. You extracted all the gold from me and no one bats an eye. Rome. I extract gold from the Americans and I'm the worst. That doesn't seem fair. Emperor Augustus hearing about the loss at Teutoburg. When you spend $15 million making a propaganda film only to cancel its run because you think it's too depressing for your audience. Persian priests when they assassinate the king and tell everyone he was killed by a shape-shifting angle horse. Sometimes my genius is, it's almost frightening. If I invade Laconia, I shall turn you out. If, me think, why waste time say a lot word, when few word do trick. English Parliament, a guy with some barrels of gunpowder. Ptolemy, don't you want to open your present? Caesar. If it's a severed head, I'll be very upset. German officer, we've used artillery and gas, surely the Russians are dead. Russians as they fix bayonets. Laughter, you dumb bee. Roman vassal, Persian vassal, Armenia. Discovers new, possible dangerous rays. Test them on his wife. Elaborates further. Get a Nobel. Leaves. Consider the Masurians as Prussians or draw 25. Prussia. If a 13th month gets added, it should be named after Aurelius. Change my mind. Revolutionaries. Kill a dictator. Citizen. Now what do we do? Revolutionaries. Quick, get into a cool pose. Nice. Alexandra of Denmark. Whatever she's doing and wearing. Victorian women. Having an idea to sell a Christmas themed meal in your restaurant. Creating a national tradition by accident. Your crush. Her father. Her ex. Her brother. Her other brother. You. The CIA during the Cold War. The KGB during the Cold War. The Stasi during the Cold War. Shout out to failed 800 businessmen that went insane. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. Thank you for watching this video. Tune in at 5 PM British time for a video of changing topic. And at 7 PM for daily juicy memes. Check out my Discord server using the link in the description. Also be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you didn't already.